I hope our country has a proper plan to dispose of it all.
Aha! That reminds me. Here's another phrase for say it right. The proper expression is dispose of it, not dispose it of.
Yeah, that does confuse a lot of people. And my easy way to remember it is that when you are disposing of something, you're getting rid of it. You get rid of it. You don't get rid it of.
Well, that's right. So you dispose of it. You don't dispose it of. Well, that should help us say it right.
Yeah, there you go. Dispose of it. All right, let's do the news review. It's brought to you by First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different, and Enterprise Life. Now, no matter the season, Enterprise Life is here to give you solutions that guarantee you the best advantage in life. So go on, live your life and dream big with Enterprise, your advantage. Now, First Atlantic Bank has introduced a short code and an app for banking transactions. Now, you can download the First Atlantic Ghana mobile app from the Google Play Store or the iOS Store, or alternatively, just dial *442# for all of your mobile money transactions, your instant fund transfers. You can pay bills with it. You can buy airtime or data from Airtel, MTN, Glo, and Vodafone, among other things. So welcome to the Purple Experience on mobile. It's safe, it's secure, it's very simple to use. It's First Atlantic Bank, refreshingly different. All right then, so let's get straight to the headlines, shall we?
All right, so let's start from the Daily Graphic, and it says, government won't collapse local automobile industry. That's according to President Akufo-Addo. And plans outlined for clearing 23,000 COVID-19 test backlog. LPG, that's the Liberal Party of Ghana, endorses Kofi Akpaloo as the 2020 presidential candidate. They're the ones who say Someha, not Someha, you know. That's their party. Enhancing ease of doing business, GSA FDA harmonized operations. Back page, sadly, boy 2 drowns in well. And KMA boss advises Zoom Lion over contract delivery.
Well, keeping up with the times, on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, chaos at Kaswa. Police invites Howard Kumsin. 4 others have been granted bail. EC condemns disturbances at the registration centers. Government embarks on massive disinfection exercise in the Ashanti region. LPG endorses Kofi Akpaloo as presidential candidate. Hostilities at voter registration centers. Stop acts of violence. Peace Council descends on political parties. On the back page of the Ghanaian Times, Church of Pentecost hands over boreholes to 2 communities in Wa West. And Accra Rotary Club donates masks for distribution to Kayaye transport operators.
And the New Crusading Guide says, Kennedy Japan flawed again as court dismisses his application to halt Anas's defamation suit. Government of Ghana intensifies disinfection exercise in the Ashanti region and disregard falsehood about Bishop Dr. Charles Ajinasari. He has never applied for nor received a loan from First Trust Savings and Loans. And Occupy Ghana condemns shooting incident at Ewutu Senior East. On
the front page of the Daily Guide, Ajinasari calls opponents attack dogs. Doris Date is gone. Brawl over Howard's Kaswa gunshots. Government intensifies Ashanti region disinfection. Freddie Blade chats regional chairman. And on the back page of the Daily Guide, stay away from Anfield. Club cautions fans. Legon City's chief shows love to 3 institutions. I do miss going to the stadium to watch football.
Yeah, you will go back, don't worry. Once COVID is over. But let's get to the Chronicle. And Romans 9 verse 1 says, I am telling the truth in Christ. I am not lying. My conscience testifies with me in the Holy Spirit.
Glory. And the headline.
Suspected police killing. Konongo death cannot be natural. Professor Ajiman Bedu Akosa tells courts.
Right.
And Occupy Ghana says prosecute Howard Kumsin if and finance minister not obliged to account for COVID-19 funds. Mahama cannot escape from Airbus bribery scam. Back page, Liverpool players granted special permission to have families attend their trophy lift at Anfield. And Guardiola takes swipe at Arsenal over respect. Well, talking about Arsenal, they lost last night by a goal to 0 to Aston Villa.
It was too good to be true.
Giant killers. And David Moore says, I was treated differently at United as he returns to Old Trafford with West Ham. He will be cry at the end of it all. We're beating him.
On the front page of the Daily Statesman, COVID-19, government's focusing on treatment. Ghanaians don't trust Mahama. EIU predicts Akufo-Addo is set for second-term victory. Government will protect local automobile industry, the president assures. That's it for the Statesman.
And the Finder says, new COVID-19 strategy, health workers contact tracing of symptomatic patients to be priority. That's according to the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Kuma Bwaji. And government spends $35 million on COVID-19 testing, and interest of local automobile dealers will be protected, according to President Akufo-Addo. And CBG renovates airport district police station. Supports to others.
On the front page of the Business and Financial Times, the headline reminds me of the song Tomorrow, Tomorrow. The mid-year pandemic budget, a time to offer hope. That's tomorrow, so we'll be bringing you that. Cabinet approves new insurance bill to deepen insurance penetration and offer more protection to workers. Government intensifies disinfection exercise in Ashanti region. Role of the Unipass system in national revenue mobilization. On the back page, MTN is encouraging customers to update their SIM details. Capture $1.4 billion debt owed us in the mid-year budget, and that's according to Chamber of Independent Power Producers and Bulk Consumers. And that's it. That's my very last paper.
And the Ghanaian Observer, which is my last paper, says Freddie Blay plots NPP's 2020 victory, charges original chairman. I fired gunshots in self-defense. That's according to Mavis Howard Kumson. Fight against COVID-19. Government intensifies disinfection exercise in the Ashanti region. And Finance Minister to deliver mid-year budget on Thursday.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. Back page. Ayu tips Swansea manager for success. Kujos Swansea, you know.
That's right. Success will be ours.
Swansea.
Yeah. All right.
Championship side.
You'll be there. You right now, what's the difference between us and you? Okay. A little while ago, we could enjoy warm hugs from family and friends. Yeah, I miss those times. We could attend parties, we can hang out with friends at our favorite pub, and even watch a game of football live at the stadium. But now we're all in the new normal. We wear face masks, we use sanitizers, and we keep our distance even in trotros. No matter the season, though, you can be sure that Enterprise Life is here for you. They give you solutions that guarantee you the best advantage in life. So go on, live your life and dream big with Enterprise. Download the Enterprise Advantage app today from the Play Store or the App Store to sign up for a customized policy or access your statement and more. You could also talk to a life planner or your insurance broker today. Enterprise, your advantage. Now, the online review is brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy. You can now bank the easy way thanks to my friends at Zenith Bank. Just dial *966# dial it, and you can open an instant account. You can link your mobile money wallet to your bank account. You can top up airtime, you can transfer funds or pay bills, and so much more. So jump on the easy banking bandwagon and experience the ease of banking with Zenith Bank. The *966# service is available to both account and non-account holders. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. Now, Goyle is at it as always, giving you the chance to now go cashless with your GH Link card. The national payment platform can now apply for on all Goyle POS machines when you're buying fuel or lubricants. Okay, it's brilliant, and it means that you can automatically record every purchase on your monthly bank statement so that you can track and manage your expenses. All right, so there are over 400 stations across Ghana where you can do this with Goyle. So go cashless and protect yourself and stick to all the COVID-19 protocols in these times. Goyle, good energy. Goyle, Yenara, Yenzi. Here's what's on myjoyonline.com. Isaac Dugbe, a former world champion, dominates and stops Chris Avalos. Very well done to him. I watched that fight, and pretty good technique there. Very often on target, Isaac Dugbe. Although I thought he should have knocked him out earlier. ExxonMobil agreement under scrutiny as government fails to comply with law requiring disclosure of waivers. Other online stories include this one from citynewsroom.com. Gabi Ochudaku defends Akufo-Addo from nepotism, cronyism claims. And that does it for the online review.
Great. So let's get into the issues, and starting from the Ghanaian Observer, which talks about firing gunshots in self-defense. But by way of update, so we know that the police actually invited Mavis Howard-Kumson. She's written a statement according to the Central Regional Police PRO, that's DSP Irene Opong. She's assisting the police with investigations. She has gone there and said, well, I fired the gunshot. But according to the police also, they found another pistol there. And so they handed over to their forensics department to investigate and find out where that pistol is coming from. However, the 4 persons have been granted bail. But also people are asking questions because your eyewitnesses said, well, they didn't see Mavis Howard-Kumson fire a gun. I mean, what they saw was that the 4 persons who accompanied her, one of them was the one who might have fired a gun. But in the midst of all of this, there's also, a legal argument as to whether or not you can actually fire gun, shots, warning shots, and when you can do that. Okay, so I have with me here, and I'm just looking at Ghana's criminal code. Okay, now it says whoever, so section 209 says whoever in any town without lawful and necessary condition discharges any firearm or being the occupier of any house, building or yard knowingly permits any firearm to be discharged therein shall be liable to a fine not exceeding 500,000 Ghana cedis.
Interesting. It says without what?
Without lawful and necessary occasion.
Interesting.
Without lawful and necessary occasion. And the lawyers have explained that lawful and necessary occasion. So at festivals, you're allowed. In self-defense, you don't fire warning shots.
Interesting.
But anyway, that's just some conversation I had with lawyers. So that's just a bit of update on the Mavis Howard-Kumson situation.
All right. Well, staying with that, the EC has condemned those disturbances. They released a statement, and I'll just tell you briefly what it says. They say that these acts constitute a breach of the Vigilante and Related Offences Act 2019, Act 999, and this act seeks to disband violent activities of political parties and makes political vigilantism an offence punishable by a prison term. It emphasized. Now, the statement is reminding the public, especially political party agents, that anybody who wishes to challenge an applicant based on anything should do it the right way by going to the District Registration Review Committee. So that's what the EC has been saying. The Peace Council also spoke. The chairman of the National Peace Council, Reverend Professor Emmanuel Asante, he is calling for a de-escalation of tension. His concern is that if this is happening at the registration level and we don't manage it properly, then obviously it could escalate when we actually go to the polls to pick a president and our members of parliament. So he's also asking, that there be some enforcement and that we really watch what's going on there.
Fascinating. Over the weekend on News File, Abdul Malik Kwekubako was talking about electoral violence. I want us to listen to what he said.
Check the reports for 2008, 2012, and 2016. Similar incidents of violence. All sides, both sides are involved in that. And it is because everybody is seeking to do those things we just spoke about when there was no basis for it. My question is, what has been the history of enforcement? We just read that some people were bailed. What happened to charges and trials? Because we treat it as a political thing, and it ideas, don't enforce, don't go too extreme. You arrest them, you bail them, no prosecution, no conviction, no sentence. We've sown the seeds for impunity, that culture of impunity. And in this case, I'm not excluding any of them. I'm not in the position to challenge the account Sam George has put out here in real sense. I'm not. Okay. I've read it. I've seen it. We must ask the police. Look, in all this registration, military and police personnel are deployed to flash points. Right. Already, intelligence knows which areas are flash points. And we deploy police and military personnel there. They arrest sometimes, but they let them go after a while. No trials, nothing. Why won't we continue to have such incidents? Now we are talking of a young man who is supposed to have been killed, murdered. I appeal to the Ghana police. Please, it isn't as if it's the beginning. But this might not be the last one. So please, can they investigate this particular incident, arrest, apprehend the perpetrators, and for once prosecute? It's important.
Raising the point there about enforcement, and it's not a new conversation, but it does seem to be completely absent in some cases when it comes to electoral violence. The EC referred in their statement to the new law, the vigilantism law. Do we know if anybody has been charged with offences under that law since it was passed over a year ago?
I would have to find out. On top of my mind, I haven't heard anybody being charged with it. So I'd have to cross-check that.
Yeah. That's the thing. You remember all the debate that went into the passage of that law, all the conversations, all the writing and rewriting. Now we have the law on our books. It's supposed to protect us from this sort of thing, but registration exercise in Puni. So I'm wondering, is the problem simply enforcement? Is it simply enforcement, or is it a matter of have we come to accept this sort of behavior as normal? What is the role that enforcement or a lack of enforcement is playing in electoral violence? I wonder what you guys think. In fact, I wonder what everybody thinks. Why don't we open the phone lines and see if we can get a few thoughts on this before we get on with the show? So it's 0302-216-541, 0244-340-437. What's the problem here? Is it enforcement? Is that what it's down to? Talk to us. Let's take your views on this. And Winston, we are looking forward to a historic election in 2020. We've got all kinds of factors going on. We have one. We have the opposition, leader who happens to be a former president. And we've got COVID-19 and all that. Anyway, we'll talk about this in a moment. Let's talk to Kofi in Adenta first. Hi, Kofi. Good morning.
Yeah, Kojo, how are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for calling.
Yes, the problem is enforcement. Even the law, we didn't need it. We have so many laws already in the books that it's surprising that people who wield political influence are never prosecuted in our country. More so if they are in the ruling government. If you look at what's happening now, they are hunting opposition people, issuing red alerts, which are fictitious and not even reflecting on the Interpol's website. MPs tell you there's nothing in parliament, they don't get anything, they are paying hospital bills here and there, just deceiving the public. Look at what they are doing. They want to kill people to come to parliament, and they will come and tell you there's nothing in parliament. They pay so much money, do their primaries. They are engaged in all kinds of crimes, and these are the people going to pass laws.
You ask a deep question. Thank you for raising it. Let's talk to Nana Kweku in Kumasi. Nana Kweku, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Good to hear from you.
You know what? These people have been so important because the police and the military or whatever, and even the judiciary have been sitting aloof, watching on. I can give you a list way back because I started voting way back in 1992. 96 it did happen. 2000 it did happen. 2012. I can remember Oslosu and Odododio, Chipone, Atiwa. This thing has been going all this. This is the audio that you played about from Kokubakon saying it. From both parties, they are all guilty of all this. But you see, now who calls them? We, even you, the journalists, and we, the citizens, have been sitting aloof and watching these two political parties. I wanted to use a word, but I will stop.
We beg. But I think you make your point. Thank you so much, Nana Kweku. Let's stay in Kumasi and talk to Paul. Hi, Paul. Oh, I think we've lost Paul. Who's this? Hello?
Hello.
Hi. Who am I speaking to, please?
Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. Thank you for calling us. What are you thinking, please?
You see, the issue has to do with our way of seeing politicians. I think we revere them and are afraid to talk because
we also are afraid of the consequences when we talk about politicians doing the wrong thing. And so ordinary person does it is given the full recourse of the law, but then politician does it and then the person is free. I think if we can look at them as service personnel, they are serving us, and then be able to hold them accountable. Some of these things should reduce. Otherwise, we will just be slowly crawling into disaster and then blame ourselves for when it comes. Thank you so much.
Thank you too, and thanks to all of you who called. Okay, the BBC News comes up in just a moment. But before that, I want to leave you with this. Okay, a thought of what Dr. Bernard Okuboy, the Deputy Health Minister, said on the same show, Newsfile, this Saturday.
It is not the register that will determine your fate as a political party. It's your record. It is not your vengeance or your venom. It is your vigilance. And your vigilance is what picks those abnormalities or anomalies. And thirdly, it is not the politics, it's the policies. We should stick to this, and if these things work...
Repeat those three things again. It's not the work.
It's not the register, but it's your record. It is obviously not your vengeance or venom, but your vigilance throughout the process. And thirdly, the politics will not help you. It's your policies, your programs.
Interesting.
*442# is the new mobile banking formation